It's Friday, March 14. In the headlines, opposition spokesman on finance, Julian Robinson, declares an agenda of growth if elected in the next general election. In business news, Amazon announces free international delivery to Jamaica for some products. Regionally, CARICOM shows support for Cuba. And in sports, Jamaica's Cavalier FC loses to Lionel Messi-led Inter Miami. This is the weekend news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. The opposition spokesperson on finance, planning, and the public service, Julian Robinson, says the People's National Party intends to pursue an inclusive, deliberate, and sustainable growth agenda if his party wins the next general election. He voiced the declaration while making his contribution to the 2025-2026 budget debate in Parliament on Thursday.
This growth, Mr. Robinson says, will focus on transforming the economy by moving beyond low-wage jobs to high-value industries, fostering innovation, and driving value-added exports.
While a low unemployment rate is always good, we must do more to address the crisis of low wages, job insecurity, and economic inequality.
Touching on the ongoing public sector compensation negotiations, Mr. Robinson says if elected, his party would reinstitute an agency to foster more inclusive discussions.
When we were last in government, Mr. Speaker, we established the Public Sector Monitoring Committee, a critical platform that brought unions to the table, ensuring consultation, transparency, and trust in decision-making. What has become of that committee? We are committing, Mr. Speaker, to restoring that committee because we believe in dialogue, we believe in respect, and we believe in fairness. And as Michael Manley so powerfully put it, we have to restore the voice at the workplace.
He also addressed the vexing issue of banking interest rates. Bank of Jamaica Governor Richard Biles has said commercial banks' refusal to lower interest rates may have to be addressed in law. However, Mr. Robinson has another idea.
The one leverage that the government has, the ministries, agencies, and departments of the government hold about 10% of the total deposits in the entire banking sector. And our commitment, Mr. Speaker, is to introduce competition for those deposits, because the majority of the deposits now go to the two big banks, close to 70 or 80%. And there have been historic reasons for that. But we are going to introduce competition for those deposits, an auction system, so that the smaller banks can get some of those deposits.
While acknowledging that some aspects of the government's proposed budget are commendable, Mr. Robinson argued that they fall short of addressing the struggles faced by the majority of Jamaicans.
Major General Anthony Anderson has been named Jamaica's next ambassador to the United States. Foreign Affairs Minister Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith made the announcement on Thursday, adding that Anderson will also serve as permanent representative to the OAS, the Organization of American States. He will replace Ambassador Audrey Marks, who has been appointed to the Jamaican Senate after serving as ambassador to the United States since 2016.
We're very pleased that Major General Anderson will assume this role at a time when Jamaica looks to strengthen its security partnership. His leadership and expertise will also be critical in advancing Jamaica's wider priorities, fostering deeper collaboration with the United States while engaging strategically with the OAS. He will build on this strong foundation laid by Ambassador Audrey Marks, whose service has been instrumental in advancing our bilateral agenda.
Major General Anderson, former Chief of Defense Staff and former police commissioner, as well as Jamaica's first national security advisor, is expected to take up his post in Washington soon. The ongoing trade war between the United States and Canada could open new doors for the Caribbean. That's according to President of the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, Sidney Thwaites, who says his association is keeping a close eye on the dispute.
Tensions escalated after United States President Donald Trump imposed a 25% tariff on Canadian goods on February 1, prompting swift retaliation from Canada the next day. Mr. Thwaites says the JMEA is closely monitoring the developments to assess their impact on regional trade.
We're engaging not only the specialists that we have in the JMEA, but also with the other organizations locally and internationally to try to understand what the impacts are. While we don't have clarity yet on what those impacts are, we believe that there are going to be some challenges associated with the changes in the tariffs. That could change the flow of goods and products, which always has some adhesions.
But despite the tensions, Mr. Thwaites believes the Caribbean could benefit from new trade opportunities. He points out that the ongoing dispute could open doors for regional exports, as Jamaica already has key advantages in the market.
We're fairly sure that there are going to be some opportunities that come out of this as well. So what we're telling our companies to stay close to the issue, try to understand what the signs of changes are going to be, remain agile, remain opportunistic. Jamaica enjoys a great transshipment hub. Our connectivity to the region is as good as anyone in the region. Our service is great. I get to Colombia in a day, Damrep in 3 days. So we have advantages. So nearshoring is not going to go away. If anything, with the trade wars and the tariffs, that's going to get more important. How do we play, and our companies and our country play a role in that going forward?
The JMEA president also revealed that CARICOM is in talks with U.S. officials to stabilize trade agreements. Additionally, he says growing Canadian resistance to U.S. products could create openings that Jamaica is well positioned to fill.
There's discussions between the CARICOM and the U.S. to re-engineer our trade agreements to make sure, with all this uncertainty, that at least the relationship with the CARICOM and the U.S. is a secure one. So those discussions are happening, and we're staying close to it, and we're advising on
Clearly, one of the opportunities would be Canada, where the Canadians, something massive is happening in Canada, where Canadians have gone very sour on the U.S. They are not buying anything American if they can avoid it. They are huge consumers of rum, for example. That must be a big opportunity for we here in Jamaica.
Massive.
Yeah.
Massive. And things like those are going to drop out of this.
Jamaica is investing over $100 billion in national security for the 2025-2026 financial year, with a focus on modernizing policing, enhancing forensics, and strengthening law enforcement. The National Security Estimates outlines how these funds will be allocated in the upcoming fiscal year. Here's more from JIS.
To maintain law and order and protect Jamaica from internal and external threats, the government is investing approximately $156.7 billion into national security for the 2025-2026 financial year. From the combined budget, $154.86 billion will go to the recurrent expenses and $1.83 billion to capital projects. The finishing touches will be added to the forensic pathology autopsy suite in the new fiscal year, with $85 million earmarked to outfit the facility with equipment and for goods and services. Construction was completed in 2024 and the opening is scheduled for June 2025. When commissioned into operation, the unit will increase the forensic capacity of the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF and reduce the backlog of criminal and other cases.
When this autopsy suite is finished, it will be one of the finest forensic institutes in the Western Hemisphere and provide the best quality service that we can give.
The ministry will also be spending $1 billion on the Westmoreland Police Divisional Headquarters. Ground was broken for the facility in March 2024, and work is expected to reach 50% during the fiscal year, with completion set for March 2027. The new headquarters will further integrate state-of-the-art security technologies in alignment with e-policing initiatives. It is also expected to facilitate improved response times and interactions with citizens, as well as enhance police presence in the division to promote public order. Construction will begin on another police divisional headquarters, St. Catherine North. The modern fit-for-purpose 3-story building will span approximately 43,000 square feet.
This new headquarters in the St. Catherine North Division is more than just a construction project. It is a tangible step in the ongoing transformation and modernization of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. We all recognize that a transformed and modern JCF is essential in tackling the challenges associated with ensuring public safety and citizen security.
This year's budgetary allocation of $700 million is expected to bring the project to 30% completion. It's being executed under the Ministry of National Security's Project Rebuild, Overhaul and Construct ROC initiative. All 3 capital projects are financed by the government. Another investment that will make a significant impact on policing is the $19.58 million for the Security Strengthening Project. With funding from the Inter-American Development Bank, the objective of the project is to increase the conviction rate for murders in Jamaica. Already, network equipment has been installed to connect agencies across the JCF. Case management and station records management systems have also been completed, as well as a jail management software. Computer equipment was also delivered to the National Police College of Jamaica. In the new financial year, work to be undertaken include audits and evaluation of the project.
This is a clear testament to the government's dedication to strengthening the security apparatus of our nation. This variety of assets underscores a clear understanding of modern policing realities.
On the recurrent side, more money is allocated for information and communication technology ICT services. Of the $195 million assigned, $45 million will be used for fixed asset. Meanwhile, to support the implementation of the Citizen Security Plan, $103.2 million is assigned. This is an increase of $9 million over the last financial year. A budget is also in place to see the general maintenance and minor repair of police stations island-wide. $290 million is allocated. A further allocation of $3.16 billion is made to manage the JCF's fleet of vehicles and $2.88 billion for the management of its stores and armory.
We do not take this investment lightly. We are committed to ensuring the effective management, maintenance, and utilization of these assets.
When it comes to strategic policing, enforcement of road traffic safety, and crime management, the government intends to spend a combined $57.17 billion.
And this is an investment in our operational readiness. It is an investment in ensuring that our police officers are equipped with the right tools to serve, protect, and reassure the people in Jamaica.
Border security is of equal priority for the ministry. $2.76 billion will be used to manage the flow of passengers, vessels, and crafts, as well as the granting of visas and extension of stay. This will be done through the Passport, Immigration, and Citizenship Agency.
It is important that we maintain the security watch.
The Institute of Forensic Science and Legal Medicine will spend close to $60 million in fixed assets to support its daily operations. And for laboratory services such as ballistic and DNA testing, $24.9 million will go towards fixed assets. An increase of $684 million has pushed the Department of Correctional Services DCS budget to $14.29 billion. A huge chunk, $12.58 billion, will cover operations of the adult and juvenile correctional facilities and probation services. By strategically allocating resources to cutting-edge technology, impenetrable border defenses, transformative inmate rehabilitation programs, and resilient infrastructure, the government is laying the groundwork for a safer, more secure nation.
Time now for the Business Report with Denise Williams.
Welcome to today's Business Report. I'm Denise Williams, here to bring you the stories shaping the financial world and guiding your journey to smarter business decisions. Let's dive into the top headlines. The Amazon Global Standard Shipping Service, recently launched, provides free international delivery when products valued at a minimum of US $35 are purchased by Jamaicans. The company says Jamaicans do not need to subscribe to its Prime service to take advantage of Amazon Global Standard Shipping. Jamaica is one of 7 Caribbean countries slated to benefit from free international shipping via Amazon. Accounting firm PricewaterhouseCoopers Jamaica, or PwC, was pleased with the increase in the general consumption tax registration threshold from 10 million Jamaican dollars to 15 million Jamaican dollars in the budget announcement on Tuesday, March 13, by Finance Minister Favour Williams. PwC applauds this as a measure to decrease the compliance burden on small and micro businesses to account for and file monthly GCT returns. PwC highlighted that this move will be welcomed by small and micro businesses, providing that the option to voluntarily register remains. For a small business dealing with customers who are GCT registered, it is important for that business to be able to charge GCT on its supplies and claim input tax credits on expenses incurred in making those taxable supplies, the firm noted. For the trading period ending March 13, 2025, these were the most actively traded stocks. Alternative energy provider Wigton Energy Limited, with 2,940,524 units traded, representing 16.76% of market sales volume. Billboard advertiser and real estate developer Kentire Holdings Jamaica Limited, with 2,736,337 units traded, representing 15.6% of market sales volume. Finance firm MFS Capital Partners Limited, with 2,286,580 units traded, representing 13.03% of market sales volume. We now shift our focus to the forex market rates set by the Bank of Jamaica. On March 13, 2025, the Bank of Jamaica reported US $47.53 million purchased and US $42.33 million sold by forex traders. Forex traders earned $1.80 per dollar, selling the US at $157.65 and buying the US at $155.85. The Canadian dollar netted forex traders $4.79 per transaction, with selling at $109.91 and buying at $105.12. The British pound yielded forex traders $1.50 in profit, selling at $202.18 and buying at $200.68. For our credit report tip of the day, divorce can take a toll, not just emotionally, but financially. So we're talking about rebuilding your credit because it took a hit. And it's about creating new opportunities. So let's talk about using your credit score to open multiple streams of income. We can look at the stock market. For many persons, the idea that you can use a margin account. The margin account works very simply. You would have been buying stocks, and the investment house looks at the stock portfolio and says we will lend you based on the value of the stocks you have. And in fact, you really don't even need your credit score for that one. But let's say you don't have that, and you may need to buy goods for your business. Well, again, if you're going online, there's options from Amazon and other opportunities for what we call e-business credit. And so a strong credit profile will allow you to access Amazon or PayPal or those type of online businesses to buy goods for your online store. And that wraps up today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, reminding you that every financial decision is a step toward your future. Until next time, stay focused, stay informed, and keep striving for success. See you soon.
In regional news, CARICOM leaders are standing firm against a move by the Donald Trump administration to revoke visas of regional government officials who hire Cuban medical professionals. TTT News' Karen Cozier-Phillips has more in this report.
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio recently described the Cuban system of sending doctors overseas as a form of human trafficking. The U.S. even accused the Cuban administration of having a system that ensures the government gets a cut of how much the medical experts earn during their stints. On Monday, at the commissioning of the central block of the Port of Spain General Hospital, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley criticized the position put forward by the United States.
Because we hire technical people who we pay top dollar equal to local rates, but we are now being accused of taking part in the program where people are being exploited. That's somebody's interpretation. And of course, there are local people here encouraging them to take away our US visas. Today, I just came back from California. And if I never there again in my life, I will ensure that the sovereignty of Trinidad and Tobago is known to its people and respected by all.
Prime Minister of Barbados Mia Mottley on Wednesday, during her contribution to the 2025 budget debate in the Parliament in Bridgetown, firmly stated that Barbados could not get through the COVID pandemic without Cuban medics.
I will also be the first to tell you that we paid them the same thing that we pay Bajans, and that the notion, as was peddled not just by this government in the US, but the previous government, that we were involved in human trafficking by engaging with the Cuban nurses was fully repudiated and rejected by us. Now, I don't believe that we have to shout across the seas, but I am prepared, like others in this region, that if we cannot reach a sensible agreement on this matter, then if the cost of it is the loss of my visa to the US, then so be it. But what matters to us is principles.
And Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, stated he will prefer to lose his US visa than deny patients critical care given by Cuban specialists. Grenada's Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell also vowed to defend and support its legitimate partnership with the government and people of Cuba.
The Antigua and Barbuda government is reviewing how it pays the Cuban Medical Brigade after U.S. claims that the current system amounts to human trafficking. At the same time, officials are strongly defending the program's role in public health care. Theresa Goodwin reports.
The Trump administration has announced plans to expand the visa restrictions to include those involved with the Cuban Medical Brigade, leading to concerns that officials across regional countries could be affected. U.S. Secretary Marco Rubio has described the Cuban system of sending doctors overseas as a form of human trafficking, a notion that has been strongly dismissed by Caribbean leaders. Chief of Staff in the Prime Minister's office, Ambassador Lionel Hurst, provided an update during Thursday's post-cabinet media briefing. He notes that while the government is uncertain about the true intentions of the U.S., it will work to ensure that members of the Cuban Medical Brigade employed in Antigua and Barbuda are protected and properly cared for.
What we are prepared to do is to pay the entire income earned to the nurses and the doctors, and so that they are on contract with either the hospital or the government of Antigua and Barbuda. But we don't know if that will satisfy the thirst of the Americans for dismantling of the Cuban medical brigade system.
Ambassador Lionel Hurst emphasizes that the American administration is being misled regarding the true nature of the Cuban medical brigade and their contributions to the regional health care.
We know that it is as a result of politics and not as a result of any legal or constitutional framework being applied. It's just the politics of the moment.
The government of Antigua and Barbuda and other regional administrations have argued that Cuban healthcare workers have been instrumental in assisting the region over the years, significantly enhancing medical services across various sectors. Prime Minister the Honorable Gaston Brown has staunchly defended the program. Barbados' Prime Minister Mia Mottley has also expressed her support, stating that she stands firmly with her Caribbean brothers and sisters on this issue.
In sports, we begin with football. Jamaican and Caribbean champions Cavalier Football Club have been eliminated from the CONCACAF Champions Cup after a 2-0 defeat to Inter Miami at the National Stadium on Thursday night. Goals from Luis Suarez and Lionel Messi sealed the result for the visitors. Suarez opened the scoring in the 37th minute with a penalty after Christopher Ainsworth brought down Tadio Allende in the 35th minute. Messi, who had been rested for Miami's last 3 games, including the first leg against Cavalier, started on the bench but came on in the 53rd minute, much to the excitement of the crowd at the National Stadium. The Argentine stars sealed the win with the final kick of the game, scoring Miami's second goal. Although the home side's hopes of an upset were dashed, there were cheers from the Jamaican fans who were there to see him play in Jamaica for the first time. PBCJ was at the stadium last night. Hundreds of football fans began heading to the stadium from as early as 5 p.m., hoping to beat the traffic and be in place for the 7 p.m. start time. Despite traffic restrictions and designated parking areas, the traffic was challenging. So some people decided to walk.
I walk from Crossroad to see the game. So I expect to see a good game. But me just say, we might just clip them. We might just clip Miami.
Like a 1-0 kind of?
Yeah, like a 1-0 kind of something. But I look for a good game, but hard to predict. I'm just say a 1-0.
Waiting about the fact that it reach Jamaica, this kind of match. How you feel as a Jamaica?
It's good for the youth, them, you know, it's a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity, this, you know. And if you can see the youth, them a roll out. Yeah, because I come up the road and I just hear them attack, and it's just a joy for them. If you know, so them go even glimpse them hype and Messi in the night, yeah.
Who do you think is going to win tonight?
Cavaliers.
Cavaliers going to
win.
Who do you think is going to win tonight?
I think we're going to win.
You think Cavaliers going to win?
Yes.
So you're not a fan of Messi? You don't think Messi is going to put us under pressure?
No, not at all. Notice the colors.
Yeah.
But I came here to support my daughter.
All right. Give me to explain.
Yeah? She has never been to the stadium.
Why?
Because I don't know, because I wanted to watch a match, you know.
You sure it's not Messi make you come to the stadium?
That's a big reason, yeah.
And how much you going to beat them by?
We're going to lose.
You think they're going to lose?
Yeah.
No, that's so bad.
Messi will lose.
Argentina have to win.
Argentina have to win.
Yeah, have to win. Magdalene have to win. Have to come through all the time. Argentina, may I say, all the time.
Cavalier 3-0.
3-0. Inter Miami 3-0?
Yeah.
All right. So you're not a Messi fan, by the way?
No. Must support Jamaica.
Do you think we have a chance, Cavalier?
I think we're going to draw.
Think we're gonna draw.
Yeah,
all right. Draw. So you're here with your two sons?
Yes.
I see
they're Messi fans.
They're Messi fans.
Yeah.
You're not a Messi fan?
No.
And that's it for the weekend news on PBCJ. Pleasant viewing.